in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for. And if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
All right, a lot of stuff to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get business out of the way first. We need you to hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, more people see the truth. And also, wherever you may be watching, on Facebook, on Twitter, on X, on YouTube, and here on Rumble, make sure to hit that share button. The more people see the truth, the better. And that's what we're here about on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Biden is the biggest moron / puppet / geriatric in chief that we've ever had. But conversations are now beginning to be had about Biden handing over nukes to Ukraine before he leaves office. That is not a joke. This is not a test. That is a real conversation that's being had with the current administration on whether or not nukes should be handed to Ukraine before Biden leaves office. There's also talks between France and England that if the U.S. removes aid from Ukraine, that they will then step in as well. Yet another NATO ally trying to fuel the wages of World War III for all of us. Also, complete and total vindication for Donald Trump. Jack Smith, in his demonic-looking outfit he always wore, moves to dismiss all charges against President Trump. But is it time to simply move on, or is it time to seek total and complete retribution against those who politicized our Justice Department to go after a political opponent? So much stuff to talk about today, but first let's get into today's sponsor, and that is our friends at The Wellness Company. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to go to twc.health/Graham right now. Literally, it is flu season. It is time that people get sick. We're not going to show you Todd. It's too gruesome for your eyes to even see. He is decaying before our very eyes. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Don't look at it. But if you go to their website right now at twc.health/Graham, their Black Friday spree sale has started. 20% off. All you got to do is use my code GRAHAM. That's GRAHAM. You can go and you can get everything that your life depends on for the holiday season when things get sick all the time. That's twc.health/Graham. Go to twc.health/Graham right now. Black Friday pre-sale begins today. That's 20% off. Go to twc.health/Graham. All right. As Dan Bongino would say, ding, ding. Let's let's introduce everybody that's in the studio today. Ladies and gentlemen, Hurricane Helene survivor, Trump voting, show boating, gun toting, not Mexican cartel Tony. Thank you, Don.
Buenos dias, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Your rhymes are getting up there, man.
Well, it's hard.
I mean, Todd did step in. Yeah,
he did help.
Yeah, he did help that one. Yep,
Thank you. All right, and of course, I have beard. Have no fear. He's old enough to drink a beer. Producer Royce is here.
That was good.
I know. Was it?
Well, the rhymes
All
were
right, and
flowing.
of course, don't look at him dead in his eyes, ladies and gentlemen. He might infect you. It's actually quite grotesque how sick he is. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite redneck, Hot Seat Todd, is here.
I'm okay. I'm amongst the living for now.
It's horrible. Your face looks
I
terrible.
will apologize up front. You're going to hear a lot of this show.
It's going to be Todd throughout the whole thing. When we all logged in, the very first thing Todd did, like a 10-year-old, wanting his parents to know that he's sick, he logged on, and before his video, all you heard was, that's all you heard. Like the second,
Don't
All
let
right.
you guys know when I'm sick is basically what he did.
If everybody thinks Todd should suck it up, comment "suck it up" in the comment section right
I'm
now.
here.
Suck it up, Todd. Nobody
I'm
cares.
here.
What is it? Cam Haynes, he's a good friend of mine. Nobody cares. Work harder. That's what I learned. All right, we got a couple things to intro here. This is going to be a good discussion. I'm curious what everybody thinks about this. News reports are breaking out. We already got news reports that Charlie Kirk's thinking about running for governor in Arizona in 26. There's going to be a full regime change. So Kristi Noem's not going to be the governor of South Dakota, so somebody's going to have to go in there. Brian Kemp is in 26. He's going to be out of his term. Rumors are he's thinking about running for Senate in Georgia. Who's going to run for governor in there? Henry McMaster's here in South Carolina. I'm pretty sure that Greg Abbott will be out as well in Texas. And then Ron DeSantis will be out in 26 as the governor for Florida. It's going to be a lot of turnover, but also Gavin Newsom's term as governor is coming to an end. And apparently Caitlyn Jenner is apparently going to run as a Republican for the governor of California, excuse me. Caitlyn Jenner is going to run as a Republican for California governor. Is this the best that California can do? I mean, I have an honest opinion. Do you like this? Yes or no in the comment section right now. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to look. Go ahead. Comment yes or no right now. Blow the chat up. Do you like this running for governor as a Republican in California? Yes or no in the chat right now. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. I think it's bad.
As a governor.
I do not, look, I want to be very clear. I do not agree with the transgender agenda. I do not agree with men wanting to become women or thinking they can become women or whatnot. I don't like it. Zero chance this happens. I don't support it 100%. I don't support it at all. I think it's terrible. If this is the best we got, just a Republican might as well not run. I'm open up for rebuttals. Go ahead.
Well, they might as well not run because the Republican's not winning anyway. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Caitlyn.
There's not one quality Republican candidate in California. Not one.
Because they know they're not going to win.
Wasn't he Republican when he ran?
Who?
He ran as Republican.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, to be honest with you. The only thing I remember about Arnold Schwarzenegger's governing of California was when all the wildfires broke out, and I remember listening to it on the radio, back when the radio was a thing. And they played a clip because there was a lot of looting going on. And it was Arnold on there, and he was, I can't do an Arnold voice, but he basically, get to the chopper, get to the chopper now, do it now. Anyways,
he ran as a Republican.
All I remember is Arnold Schwarzenegger saying to all the looters, "When I catch you, you will regret it for the rest of your lives." That's all I remember, and I remember thinking, "Wow, that's really that's really good job."
Stop the looting now.
That was before I knew anything about anything. And that was before I knew how much Arnold Schwarzenegger sucked. Anyway, I don't like it. In my opinion, as the Republican Party, as a Christian conservative, you cannot be against this transgender ideology agenda that they've been shoving down our throats, and then all of a sudden go, "Ooh, Caitlyn Jenner's wanting to run for Republican." I don't like it. Comment in the chat if you disagree with me at all, but I'm curious. Yes, Tony.
It doesn't matter.
I would have to
disagree.
Not disagree, but I get what you're saying. I don't agree with the whole trans movement either. But I mean, having another Gavin Newsom in there or Gavin Newsom groupie coming in behind whoever Gavin Newsom is going to be nominating or supporting instead of Caitlyn Jenner. I know Caitlyn Jenner is a Republican. She came out of support of Donald Trump. So, I mean, in the back of my mind is the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 here. I mean, I don't support the whole trans thing, but I don't know. I mean, the lesser of two evils, maybe.
Well, I tell you who will be the next governor, and we're about to show it here in a minute. I guarantee you this.
In case anybody can it zoom? Can it zoom?
Can't see
no,
it.
can't.
He's the man.
Do it again.
I hate this thing. Can that zoom at all? Can it zoom?
He's
a man. I don't know if you can see that or not, but he's a man.
He is a man.
If you know Caitlyn Jenner's a man, comment "man" in the chat right now.
He's got a bigger
everybody
Adam's apple
knows
than
that.
I do.
Yeah, just, I mean, dude, have you seen his hands? His hands are the size of this paper. Like, I'm just for
real.
reference. I'm not kidding. That dude can palm a beach ball. Anyway, all right, moving on. Other breaking news is what's going to happen with Kamala Harris. Rumors are now popping out that Kamala Harris's team is deciding
There's your
whether
next
or not
governor.
a 2028 presidential run or a 2026 California gubernatorial run is the option for her. I'm going to be honest. I do not see her running for president again in 2028. She's absolutely going to run for governor because she would get it in a landslide, and that's 8 years of guaranteed job thing for Kamala Harris. I'm open to any rebuttals, but I think that this is a no-brainer. I know that they're already the current polls has Kamala Harris at 37%, with 35% being just someone else for the presidential run in 2028. That's not good. Okay, that's not good at all. So I think they're already testing the waters with AOC. I've told everybody this. AOC will eventually run for the Democratic Party. I've been saying it from the beginning. She will eventually run, and she's polling very well very early. Now, we're super early. Donald Trump hasn't even sworn into office yet, but I'm telling you, watch this. Ocasio-Cortez Shapiro ticket.
That's such a bad pick.
It's horrible
Why
pick.
can the Democrats not find?
I'm just saying.
someone-
No, don't think about it from terms of people that are rational thought.
Yeah,
Think
that's what
about
I'm
it from
saying.
these leftist lunatics. Shapiro got just shunned in this one. Everybody knows it. He got shunned because he's Jewish, and that's it. Everybody knows it. So imagine an AOC Shapiro ticket in
I
2028.
hope you're right, because that's going to be an easy one to beat right there.
Somebody just commented they vomited in their mouth.
Like,
Hey,
yeah,
look,
Kamala
yeah, makes
will be
sense.
the next governor of California. You can write that down.
No, yeah, I don't think she's gonna run for president again. You don't run again after you got slaughtered that bad. And to the Democrats, if you are listening, oh well, Joe Biden slaughtered Donald Trump in 20.
No, he didn't.
It was obviously there was not 81 million votes. That was all argued, which is why he ran again. I think if Trump truly believed, like, all right, the people did, maybe he wouldn't have ran again. But Kamala Harris was badly beaten this go around, but she saw the numbers in California, so I see why she might be going for this.
And
the numbers were very good for her.
And 4 years later, you don't just magically collect brain matter. She's still going to be an idiot 4 years from now.
Well, and
she
also,
she speaks the language of California. I mean, so she'll be the governor, and then please God, let Graham be right about AOC Shapiro, because I totally see a JD Vance Vivek ticket destroying that.
Look. I'm telling. Okay, everybody in the chat, you mark this episode. What episode is this? What episode?
797.4.
No. 764.
There you go.
Episode 764. Okay, 3 years from now, you're going to go back to this, and you remember I said AOC Shapiro ticket 2028. AOC is already setting up the narrative for it. People are tired of fake politicians. People are tired of this. She all of a sudden she's doing these interviews which seem to be like, hey, I see why we lost. I see what happened here. All this other kind of stuff. Remember that. What episode number is this again?
764.
Episode 764. You mark it down on this day, and 3 years from now, I'll have another. Ha ha!
Can you just imagine JD Vance versus AOC in a debate? Oh God.
Graham, I can see where you're going with this, and I was gonna disagree with you, but I mean, there's some. I can see it happening. I mean, obviously. I've never had a really high opinion of AOC, but I didn't have a high opinion of Harris either. And the Democratic Party just shoved her down their throat.
There are people in our chat going, I would never vote for AOC. If you would even think about voting for someone on the left, you're on the wrong show. Like, I don't know.
Why are you here?
Like, of course you're not going to vote for AOC. Of course I'm not voting for AOC. But I'm trying to say the left has already said they've got to bring it back a little bit from the craziness. And here lately, here lately, AOC has been doing a really good job on the spin team, even with the Nancy Mace stuff, which I completely agree with. Like there shouldn't be transgender, there shouldn't be men trying to go in the women's bathroom in the halls of Congress. The AOC spun it like Nancy Mace is the extremist because the Republicans are now wanting basically an underwear check on people, like forcing you to prove that you have either a penis or a vagina,
like a Crocodile Dundee.
on which kind of thing. She's doing a very good job on the spin team lately of things, because you got to remember, AOC ain't talking to you. She's talking to all the crazy people out there. And when she flips it like that, I'm just telling you, watch what I tell you. She's going to start coming out more and more. It's going to be crazy to us, but it's going to be a little less crazy than pay for transgender surgeries in prison, like Kamala Harris did. See what I'm saying? It's gonna. I'm just telling you. Watch what I'm saying. We spent too much time on it. Now we got to keep moving on.
Can I just ask one question first?
Yeah.
How many years can you be governor? Is it 4 or 8? 8 years? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just wondering when my prime candidate's going to be able to run for president. Sarah Sanders.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So she would be 20. No, she was elected in 2022. So 2030, she'll be done. 2030.
Good.
So that'd be 2032. Anyway.
Golly, we're old.
And I don't think she'd get it then, because if J.D. Vance gets it in 2028, then he'd run in 2032. See what I'm saying? And so I don't even think it'd be then. All right. DEI, is it officially dead? Comment yes or no. It may not be officially dead, but I think it's safe to say that it's got cancer and it's not looking too good right this second. This is a Fox News report. Major companies are now killing their DEI protocols. Play it.
American companies and lawmakers already rolling back DEI initiatives in response to Trump's election victory. Did DEI die on November 5th?
I think it certainly did, and you're already seeing some of the consequences of this in the private sector, where several companies are sort of rolling out these plans to roll back their own DEI initiatives that they've set in place over the past few years. But of course, I think it's going to be much more difficult to tackle DEI at the root than these companies and even some Republicans may expect. And that's because this is a big money-making racket, Todd. One Harvard professor estimates that U.S. companies spend about $8 billion per year on diversity trainings alone. That does not include the very profitable DEI consultants who can charge up to 6 figures for their work when they go into some of these corporations. And then, of course, there's the other issue, which is that even if you get rid of DEI initiatives in some of these private companies, and even at the federal government level, you still have not tackled the root of the issue, which is higher education. These ideas did not come from nowhere. They need to be torn out root and branch from our colleges and our universities, which, by the way, are also funded by our taxpayer dollars.
All right, so there we go. Now, here's a big one. So, one, I saw Starbucks in there, and I'll get to it here in just a second. But then Fox News this morning posted this, that Walmart joins Ford, John Deere, Toyota, and other major companies in ditching controversial DEI initiatives. I think this is a big old psyop. All right, and here's why. When I saw Starbucks in there, I was like, okay, we already know that key Dem strategists have said that they have to move away from the extreme left ideologies or they'll never win another race. So what they're going to do is you're going to start to see these extreme leftists start to do a little bit more, let's call it a 45-degree angle back towards center, okay? That's what these companies are doing. They're like, all right, the next 3 years, we're going to have to back off a little bit. We can't be all the way. They weren't even. They like broke the scale like this way. We're going to have to bring it back to like a little bit more center to try to get people to buy more of their stuff. And then when 2027 rolls around, when it's time for presidential election seasons and campaignings and all this stuff, you're going to see these people that have fooled you into going back and supporting their companies and all this go radical once again. It's the old bait and switch is what's going to happen. I don't think you should fall for it whatsoever. Maybe John Deere has learned their lesson. Maybe Ford has learned that, maybe, but Walmart, Starbucks, people like this, 100%, this is them, like, they see what the next 3 years are, and they're like, all right, we got to adjust. Comment yes or no if you agree with that.
Well,
What do you guys think?
companies like Walmart and Starbucks, like DEI is not going to hurt their bottom line. But you got Tractor Supply, John Deere, companies like that, Bud Light, yeah, absolutely. Like DEI is going to affect your bottom line. Look at your customer base. I mean, John Deere, Tractor Supply. I'm sorry, Foo the furry ain't walking in buying.
Well, that's what I said.
Deere.
Maybe John Deere has learned their lesson. Maybe you really think Starbucks has learned their lesson?
Starbucks could care less.
Like really, like you really think you really
No
think
way.
that Starbucks has learned their lesson? Yeah, Tony, go ahead.
I was gonna say this whole DEI thing I never understood. Example here, Graham. If you and I got offered a job with Fox, not that I ever would, but you've been doing this for over 10 years. I've been doing this for 10 months, and they're gonna put me at the top of the list because I'm a minority. Because they want to be inclusive. I mean, obviously, we'd want the best person for the job. I wouldn't be expected to be right up there with you with the experience that you have with me. I never understood this whole DEI
Well,
stuff.
DEI stands for didn't earn it.
Yeah, I mean,
And Tony,
it's
Tony,
just
that-
idiotic.
We're going to stop hiring
It's
pilots just because they're women or because they're a different race or
It's
something?
just idiotic. Just because I'm a minority. Because I mean, Royce, I know you're part minority also, but I'm a full
Yeah, Graham, does this mean
minority.
we're fired?
But I don't understand. I never understood that. Obviously,
We
you know,
need
yeah.
white people with beards only on this show now.
That's
I
why
no
Tony-
longer have to
I work
employ.
so hard on beard.
Tony is such a good dude because I'm telling you right now, Tony, if I was you, I'd be a millionaire right now. I would be all up in the DEI world
We
right
all
now.
know
if I
that
were you.
Todd's got loose morals at best. We all know.
It's not about the money. It's
Yo
about having
would.
the best. It's about having the best person for the job. Obviously, if I had a DEI surgeon going in to fix me, I'd be like, wait a minute, dude. I mean, are you doing my surgery because there's a DEI program and you're being inclusive with it, or I want the best surgeon for the job to fix
They're
me?
also. Go
Does
ahead.
this mean now that when you see someone that's not white, you're just gonna be like, wait a second, are you actually qualified? Because that's kind of racist, right?
Yeah, well, kind of
You know what I'm
racist has
saying?
made the world go round for a long time, unless you're white. Either way, this is also a money thing. Let's not forget here, and when we go, I want to remind everybody here that we won a major battle on November 5th, but the war is far from over. These companies know that the economy is going to be a rocky situation for the next little bit of time, and I want to warn everybody here. Look, this is me telling you. Oftentimes, this is a conversation. This is me warning you. And Steve Bannon talked about this the other day. There's this sense of people are like having parties. People are celebrating all this stuff. It ain't over yet. And even Elon Musk has said the economy is going to hurt before it gets better. So we got Philip here from Birch Gold that's coming to talk to us. And I asked him that exact question. Hey, what is the reality of what happens after Donald Trump swears in on January 20th? Because there's a lot of people acting like this thing's won, dude. And this is a very good interview. Let's play it now. This is Philip from Birch Gold. I really think you guys should listen to this because this is talking about what we reasonably can expect from the president come January 20th at 12:01 p.m. Let's play it. All right, and without further ado, my favorite American accent, Philip, is here. Philip, how's it going, buddy?
Doing well, Graham. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, so we got some good news. President Trump won the election. I think we all can agree, especially you financial guys, you economy guys, no matter what side of the aisle you fall on politically, I think everybody agrees that Trump was the best option for the outcome of the economy of the election. But there is some things going on that I need your help to help me combat. I keep telling the audience that just because we won that battle, the war is not over yet. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are kind of in this weird mindset that like, oh, Trump won. The economy is going to be great January 21st, the next day after the election. And so, me and you were talking earlier. It's kind of like using the illustration of okay, you got cancer and now you're tomorrow or January 20th, you are starting the treatment that is going to fix this cancer. You are not cancer free the next day. And so kind of walk us through that a little bit here. What is the reality of what I believe President Trump can help the economy and get us in the right direction? But we're here to provide the American people with the resources they need to protect themselves and their families, financially speaking. What is the realities of what we're looking at come January 20th when President Trump swears into office?
Listen, President Trump has a very tough job on his hand. To go back to your analogy, it's, the patient was at stage 4. We're starting the treatment, but there is a lot of work in front of us. So let's look at spending, for example, right? We have more debt today than has ever been held by any nation in history. We need to try and curb the spending. But what President Trump has been handed, it's going to be very difficult to do that. So let's look at that for a moment. We're talking about $2 trillion deficits on an annual basis. Okay. The problem is 75% of all the spending is non-discretionary, right? It's Social Security, it is debt service, it's defense, it's Medicare, it's Medicaid. Even the Republicans are not talking about a lot of cuts there. So where we can cut is the discretionary spending. That's about 25%. If we took all of that out, zero discretionary spending, the budget would just be balanced, okay? So essentially, the Republicans would have to spend zero outside of those top 5 to balance the budget. Now look at who we've elected, right? When you have a deficit issue, there's 2 ways out of it. There's austerity, which means raising taxes, bringing more revenue in, slowing down the economy, regulating, essentially going through tough times, tightening the belt buckle, stopping spending and getting through it. Or there's growth, right? Which means spending, but spending smartly, deregulating and letting the economy boom. We've elected a growth guy. Trump is a supply side guy. That's who he is. So, in order to grow the economy, it's going to mean spending. Now, here's the big difference. Smart spending, right? With Biden, they were spending on bee-friendly highways and things that didn't generate economic output. The hope is, and the belief that I have, is Trump will be able to spend money much more smartly. So what we have to understand here is that the gamble is that economic growth will outpace debt growth longer term. But the key words here are longer term. Since the 1970s, debt has grown at about 8.5% a year, while GDP has averaged 3% a year. So I think it would be foolish to expect Trump to triple US GDP in 3 years. So I think what we can hope for here is he can sow the seeds and lay the groundwork so that we can do it in the future. That's the idea here. But anyone thinks that in January, all of the problems have gone, it is a very, very uphill battle that we have. There is no better man for the job. So I'm feeling better than 2 weeks ago, but it is a tough job in front of him.
Yeah, I think a lot of people going back to, the cancer analogy, there's a lot of people who get diagnosed with cancer and they're like, well, I feel fine. And then they begin treatment and they feel a whole lot worse for a little while they're actually dealing with the issue. Is there a possibility that while President Trump is fixing this mess, that the American citizens might actually feel worse in the beginning or hard times in the beginning while we try to fix this stuff?
The answer is yes. And the good news is they're telling us that, right? Yeah. Listen, for 4 years under Biden, we had the opposite. We had an awful economy. We had major economic problems. And we had an administration that was just saying, everything's great. It's the best economy of your life.
Yeah. Aren't you happy? Aren't you happy with the way things are?
Your lying eyes. Come on. Yeah. That's what we were getting. What we're getting from these guys is the opposite, right? So they asked Elon Musk about how we're going to tackle the nation's debt. And he said, most importantly, we have to try and reduce spending, try and live within our means. And he said that these efforts would involve temporary hardship, but will ensure long-term prosperity. I mean, we're being told, and here's the reality, that's how you do it, right? That's how you get out of financial difficulties, is going through some tough times and seeing it through. But I'll tell you what, it's not. It's not spending money you don't have. So we're out of sort of fairyland with the Biden administration. Now we're into reality. Look, what we have today is the premise of shorter term pain for longer term gain, right? We haven't had a president that's willing to do that since Reagan, right? Yeah. What we've had for the last 4 years is the opposite. Shorter term gain for longer term pain. Let's put money in everyone's hands. Everyone's happy. And we've created the biggest debt problem ever in history.
Yeah. Well, let's leave this on a note for the everyday American. I mean, obviously you need to text the word Graham. That's GRAHAM to 989898. 989898 right now. Graham to 989898. What can Americans do to protect themselves and their family financially while President Trump begins to right the ship?
Look, it's going to take some time. He's got a lot of economic issues. This isn't like 2016. He's walking into a big mess this time. So, look, I think everybody needs to look at the problems, right? We still have inflation rearing its ugly head. We're still running deficits. We still have a world running away from the dollar. And it's looking increasingly like President Trump's going to be handed an official recession when he steps in office. So this is different to last time. And I think everybody needs to think about having a hedge. We talked about gold a few weeks ago when I was on. The problems today have not gone. They are still the same as they were a few weeks ago. We have better leadership. We're going to head in a better direction, but it's going to take time. And in the meantime, we're continuing to amass debt. Inflation is continuing to burn, and everybody should be looking at precious metals as a vehicle. And even President Trump himself is talking about using gold more, using crypto more, looking at alternative currencies. I think there's a belief that we've amassed too much debt, the dollar has problems, and even the administration are looking to diversify the country's assets. And what applies to central banks, it applies to us as individuals. So everyone get the information. It's Graham to 989898. Start reading, learn about the problems, listen to the administration as well. They are telling us the truth. And follow suit. So Graham to 989898, get the information, learn, and there'll be people like myself that are there to guide you through and explain everything.
I love it. I love it. Truth from an administration. Who would have ever thought? Philip, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for giving us the information that we need, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks for having me, Graham.
All right, good info there from Philip. Text the word Graham to 989898 right now. All right, let's keep the show going. This is a meltdown moment from the Axios CEO. Literally having a meltdown over Elon Musk and us saying that we are the media now. If you believe that to be true, while we play this cry libs cry moment here, I want to see CLC blow up the chat. If you want to see a liberal cry, comment cry lib cry CLC in the chat. Let's get the chat blowing up. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the share button. Listen to this lunatic. Play it.
Matters. Everything we do is under fire. Elon Musk sits on Twitter every day, or X today, saying like, we are the media. You are the media. My message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You're not the media. You having you having a blue check mark, a Twitter handle, and 300 words of cleverness doesn't make you a reporter.
Yes, it
Any
does.
more than me looking at your head and seeing that you have a brain and telling you have an awesome set of tools makes me a damn neurosurgeon, right? Like what we do, what journalists do, what you did in Mississippi. What Al Jazeera does in the Middle East.
You lie.
You proclaim yourself to be a reporter?
You're
like,
a liar.
That's nonsense.
No, it's
like,
not.
Being a reporter's hard.
Pause.
Really hard.
This is that. Look. Here we go. I want to see CLCs blow up the chat right now. Because if you think this guy is a total and complete loser, LOSE are a loser. I want to see CLC Cry Lib Cry blow up in the chat right now. Let me tell you something. The reason you're seeing this vitriol response is because you are the media now. Anybody who's got one of these becomes a journalist because you can document what's going on. Dare I say the people that took the phones to the hospitals during the COVID situations when they were telling us they're loading people into dump trucks and stuff. There's so many people coming out, but then people show up at a hospital with the phone and there's nobody there.
No.
Like, what are you talking about? This is a flailing dog that is dying in a corner that's about to get just freaking mauled by a bear, and that is you, the people. They are lashing out like someone who's drowning in a pool. What's the last thing somebody does when they're drowning? They start flailing and fighting everybody because they're dying. That's what legacy media is doing. You are the media now, and we cannot let our foot off the brake. We cannot stop doing what we're doing. We got our foot on their throat, and we need to keep it there because these people have lied, they've perverted, and they've manipulated us for way too long. And I, for one, think that this could be the best video of the day so far, at least. So, I mean,
I 100% agree.
We got things
with
to
the
do.
exception of the jackass using the name of my beautiful state, it was wonderful.
Yeah, if you guys like
I'm from Mississippi. Beautiful. I mean, proud to be from there. Beautiful.
Well,
I don't.
Just to reiterate your point, Graham, if you could all remember during COVID, they were telling us to stay 6 feet away from each other, wear your masks. I mean, Oregon was just horrible, dude. They shut everything down over there, and the media was just all the time just amplifying everything that the administration was saying. Just come out and doing this and doing that, and none of it was true, dude. They were just, they were just lying to all of us. It was brutal, man.
I think that for me, the whole COVID thing, what broke, which, don't get me wrong, the vaccine was bad, the mask was bad, the social distancing was bad, which we later found out that none of that worked.
None of it was true. Yeah,
but two things, the fact that they shut the doors of churches and then pastors allowed it to happen. That was the big thing for me.
On top of COVID, though, Graham, you remember in North Carolina, we went there and investigated, Helene, and there was no reporters.
We were fact checked. We were fact checked, and PolitiFact put out all these fact checks saying that if you say anything negative about FEMA, you're lying. And now we know for a fact that FEMA was withholding aid to people that had Trump signs in their yard. And that's one of the biggest things in our documentary. It's still on our YouTube channel. One of the biggest things we saw in our documentary is the vast majority of homes where all this stuff was going down and no aid was being rendered all had Trump signs in their yard. We are the media. You are the media, because we can film this and we can do this crap all day. But if you don't if you don't share, it doesn't go anywhere. So you are just as much the media as we are. Let's go back to a flashback here. I actually don't know what this one is. You got to remind me of this.
It's the CEO saying that X is what matters. Same guy,
all right, same guy. Let's just play this, just to put it in perspective here. We won't play all of it, but go.
We've always been sort of the leading edge of where media is going with Politico, now with Axios. You understand the environment so well. How do Democrats, and frankly, how does legacy media need to change the way it thinks about getting information? A lot of the voters who went out and voted for Donald Trump, that so many people are wondering what happened here, they're not watching, frankly, this show. They're not reading the New York Times. They're not consuming media that way. And the Trump campaign found those voters where they live. So how do Democrats need to change the way they communicate to voters, if you think that's part of the problem?
For sure. I think all of us have to come to grips with legacy media is just not as important as it thinks it is. It is to you, it is to me. That's a relatively small group of people who rely on us for their information. And you have to go into the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. And basically, the way people get information has shattered into 20, 30 different pieces. And so if you just look empirically at the numbers, Joe Rogan's more important than any of us. He just has a much bigger hyper-connected audience that listens to his every word. So maybe listen to Joe Rogan and kind of understand, like, what is he talking about? What are the guests that he has on? What are the issues that they care about? Realize that the gravity of
okay, pause. We got it. I'm tired of listening to this guy. Let's go to Scott Jennings, the only person that's any good at CNN. This is a great clip. Let's just play this. Where are your sources that X is more balanced now than it was when Jack had it? Play it. This is great.
So I heard what you're saying about X. I saw a survey this week. It's now the most ideologically balanced user platform.
Scott, stop. It's too early. I just sat down. I've only been here for 2 minutes.
You cannot continue to say
the show, you cannot say that.
So
that's not the case.
So
Who's the source of that?
What I find, we reported it on this network.
It's not accurate, and you know it.
Okay, I'll let you make your statement.
Scott,
but my point is
can I reframe it a different way? Because the site changed radically, right? So whether you think the voices it is somehow more balanced now, that's fine. But no doubt Musk's influence is profound, and that you open it up and now you're there with his opinion, and he is now part of this administration. So does anyone else think that there should be this greater concern about billionaires purchasing media companies?
Okay. Would you be worried if Bill Gates controlled MSNBC?
No, because he's sane.
Because MS...
Also, I heard what you're saying about it.
I like we reported it right here on this network.
Yeah,
well, that's
what
not
he
accurate.
says. He's like, where'd you get that info? Where's your source for that? Here?
They literally just said, well, we're not accurate.
So 2 things here. Number one, what I'm seeing here with these big news channels is they're not adapting. They're not adapting to what's going on. They're dying, and they're in denial because shows like Rogan and Bongino and shows like ours here, we don't have bosses that are telling us, you guys need to report this in a certain way like this. We're actually going out, finding the content, and we're just reporting what people are, like you said, Graham. They record it on their phone, they throw it online, and we're like, we're reacting, and we're passing on the information. We are not diluting it with water, telling them, we can only say this and not that, or this and not that. And so they are not adapting to the whole what's going on in the world. That's why they lost, because they kept lying to people. We just saw it during the election day. You would turn on CNN, you would turn on Fox, and their numbers were like so off with each other that it's almost like the weather people. They're wrong all the time, and they still have a job. I mean, you literally.
I'm curious how many times we can get the words "they suck" in the chat, because that at the end of the day they suck. So let's blow up the chat. Let's stress Rumble and Facebook and X's server boards here. Let's see how many times we can get the word "suck" in the chat to start going. I want to see "they suck" just blow up the chat as we go through here, because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
They could fix this in 20 minutes, like so easily. If they would go back, think about your local news, like at 6 and 10. They come on, they tell you what happened. They so-and-so had a wreck. This president decided to do this. This happened. Here's the weather. Here's what's going on in sports. End of the show. If they would go,
I'm listening to you, but at the same time, just saying they
suck.
Blowing up the chat is the best thing ever.
To just reporting the news and leaving it at that. But the problem is now they have to stay on air for 24 hours. Yeah. So they have to fill it with a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
But
Thanks
if they
a lot, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Ron. But if they would just come out and do things like the local news does, this would all be solved. And then you let social media handle the opinion stuff.
Well, that's what local news does for the most part, I think, is they handle the news and the local news, and they give it plain and simple. But the problem with legacy media is they don't understand why people think that they suck. They don't get it. They're scratching their heads. They're scratching their heads saying, why on earth are people reading X and watching Joe Rogan and listening to Elon Musk when these people, including Fox
News, chat, you guys are awesome in the chat. I just want to say, seeing this many they sucks in the thing. Can we get 1,000 they sucks? Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. I want to see 1,000 they sucks in the chat. Keep it going. Don't stop now. Blow it up. Let's go. Go ahead, Roy. Sorry.
These people, including Fox News, are puppets. They're being told exactly what to say. And the best example of that is obviously with COVID, with the lockdowns, everything that you were being fed about Donald Trump in that election versus Joe Biden. But another one that I always go back to is when Tucker, and this is Fox News specific. If you think Fox News is great, Tucker Carlson left Fox News, and they were told they are not allowed to talk about Fox News. Yeah. If a news organization is being told that they can't talk about huge news, then they're a puppet. They're being controlled, and that's what's not happening on X, and that's why I think they are freaking out.
Yep. Yeah, but think about, and Royce, to your point and what we're talking about, think about what the cause and effect of that would be. Like if they just came out and they just told America, hey, the president's decided to do this, he decided to do this executive order, then that forces you, the American, to actually develop your own opinion instead of shoving an opinion down your throat. And that would force every one of us to stand on our own 2 feet and figure out what we're for and what we're against instead of just being freaking lemmings.
Yeah, the lady on CNN said that she's
Todd. Very good point.
She can't.
Graham's over here cracking.
I'm dying. There's just so many. They suck. If the wrong person tuned in right now, they would think we're the most hated
horrible
show on the internet.
Thank God, people.
Good Lord, why are so many watching the show? All right, real quick, we got to get into Angel Studios, ladies and gentlemen. We ask you
sucking,
to go. No. An organization that definitely does not suck, and that is Angel Studios, ladies and gentlemen. We ask every single one of you to go to angel.com/Graham Hope right now. We want you to support Angel Studios because we support Angel Studios and we believe they're doing amazing things. They're creating shows and movies that are actually watchable and non-woke and non-agenda driven. You can become a member of the Guild today by going to angel.com/Graham Hope. What does being a member of the Guild do? It gives you access to every single thing that Angel Studios has done, gives you free tickets when an Angel Studios movie gets into theaters, and as a member of the Guild, you get to vote on what they do next. It's almost like the people have the voice. So support Angel Studios by going to angel.com/Graham Hope today. And now let's get into the big thing. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news yesterday. And if you are pumped that total and complete vindication has come the way of President Trump, I want to see American flags now dominate the chat. Because yesterday, Jack Smith filed for total dismissal of all cases. I love the face that they've got of Donald Trump here. First of all, I want to see, look, the president watches this. The president's team watches this. We better see American flags blow up this chat like never before. Blow it up. Give me the chat big on the side. Give me the chat big on the side. I want to see it right now. Blow it up with flags right now. Don't stop. Y'all can do better than that. The president and his team are watching this show right now. I just got a text message. They want to see as many flags as possible. Boom, blow it up. Go. Go, go, go. You can go faster than that. Go, 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 go. Man, I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
It looks like Wheel of Fortune,
you guys are awesome. Keep it going. Look at the flags in the chat. For everybody on audio only, I apologize, but you guys are missing out on this. This is insanity. Break the chat. Break the chat. Can we break the chat? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can you do it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. That is crazy. All right. Let's go to Donald Trump's response video. Well, no, let's go to his written response first. I want to do this. Keep those flags going. I want to see those flags going. Woo! That's awesome. All right, here we go. President Donald Trump says, these cases, like all the other cases I have been forced to go through, are empty and lawless and should never have been brought. Over $100 million of taxpayer dollars has been wasted in the Democrat Party's fight against, look at the chat, fight against their political opponent, me. Nothing like this has ever happened in our country before. They have also used state prosecutors and district attorneys such as Fani Willis and her lover, Nathan Ward, who had absolutely zero experience in cases such as this, but was paid millions, enough for them to take numerous trips and cruises around the globe. Letitia James, who inappropriately, unethically, and probably illegally campaigned on getting Trump in order to win political office, and Alvin Bragg, who himself never wanted to bring this case against me, but was forced to do so by the Justice Department and the Democrat Party. It was a political hijacking and a low point in the history of our country that such a thing could have happened, and yet I persevered against all odds and one. Make America great again. Keep the flags going. And this is President Trump with a video. Let's play that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, your 45th and now soon to be 47th president. Keep the flags going. Let's go.
It's always been very clear that the documents case, it's a hoax, is nothing but an election interference scam concocted by crooked Joe Biden and deranged Jack Smith and their hacks and thugs. It's totally illegal what they've done. And now deranged Jack has admitted in a filing in front of Judge Cannon, a highly respected judge, strong and smart, to what I've been saying happened since the illegal raid of my home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. An illegal raid it was, that he and his team committed blatant evidence tampering by mishandling the very boxes they used as a pretext to bring this fake case and to hurt the president so that crooked Joe Biden could get another 4 years, which would destroy our country. This deeply illegal action by the politicized persecutors mandate that this whole witch hunt be dropped immediately. They are crooked, they are corrupt, they are bad people. And by the way, they let Biden out of his boxes examination, documents, whatever you want to call it. They let him out with no problem. He can go. He had 10 times the boxes. He had a lot of classified information. They let him out, but they continue to go after Donald Trump. But I think it's going to end very well. So we want to put a stop to the boxes, hoaxes. We're going to make America great again, and 2024 is going to be the biggest year in the history of our country, and November 5th is going to be the single biggest day.
So this was before the election, but the reason we played that is every single thing the president said came to pass. That's why we played that. This was Matt Gaetz yesterday. Matt Gaetz comes out, and this is something that I think everybody needs to remember. I don't need to read it. We're just going to play it. Everybody needs to remember what President Trump was facing in this election. And I think this is something for you guys. Todd, you literally look like that every time you take your head off. Yeah, this is something everyone, exactly. All right, here we go. Everybody needs to remember that President Trump, it was either win this election or go to prison for the rest of your life. Yeah. The end. That was the stakes. Listen to what Matt Gaetz has to say about the dismissal yesterday.
Congrats to President Trump for being 100% not guilty, but I want all Americans to remember this. If we had somehow not prevailed in this election, Jack Smith would not be dismissing these charges. He would be proceeding to trial. And though this monumental victory was won for all Americans led by President Trump, we have to remember, just like we came within fractions of fractions from civil war when President Trump survived an assassination attempt, we also were just fractions away from these people trying to throw Donald Trump in prison. So while all of us are grateful for this victory, for Trump, it was victory or prison, because he wasn't going to get a fair trial. It was going to be some knockdown, drag-out deal with a predetermined outcome. So enjoy the victory, President Trump, but the rest of us have to do all we can to ensure that no one is ever put in this type of a situation again, and we make America great again.
Hear, hear. I love it. So yesterday, President Trump announced tariffs. And this is amazing stuff. So yesterday, President Trump made an announcement that he will impose a 25% tariff. I lost it. No, just take me to the, there we go. Donald Trump says he will impose a 25% tariffs on all goods from Mexico and Canada, and an additional 10% tariff on Chinese goods effective his first day in office. This was yesterday afternoon. This is Republicans against Trump. They're an idiot organization trying to say, get ready for higher prices, because these morons are exactly that. They're probably 22 to 25-year-old idiots that run this page. I can't wait to see the childless cat ladies that are behind this, just like they were behind the Kamala HQ page. But this has been reported this morning. A mere 12 hours later, in our next slide, Royce, did you get that I sent in the chat? Yes, 12-hour aftermath of Trump threatening 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau calls Trump directly to discuss border security. Mexican president announces migrant caravans will be halted. It's almost like when you tell people we're tired of dealing with your crap. All of a sudden, they're like, you mean we can't get away with it anymore, Daddy? I'm sorry, Daddy. Can I please not have that happen, Daddy? What do you want me to do, America? Because you're the boss, and everybody needs to remember who runs this freaking thing. If you believe Trump is laying it down, give me some American flags in the chat. Let's go. I want to see it go. Let's go. Break the chat. Speaking of parties, Royce, can you do me a favor? Can you go to amfest.com for me really quick, by the way? While you guys break the chat, I want to see it. Go to amfest.com and pull it up for me real quick. Amfest.com. That's AMFEST.com. Turning Point USA is having the biggest freaking celebration for America that has ever happened. It is December 19th through the 22nd, I'm pretty sure, in Arizona. Promo code Graham is going to get your tickets for, are you ready for it? $45.47.
Wow.
Did you catch it? Did you catch what they did right there? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking every single one of you to go to amfest.com right now. Come hang out with me and so many others for the biggest freaking party. This thing is going to be stupid. How insane this is. Go to amfest.com right now. Get your tickets today. Meet me in Arizona and use the promo code Graham to get your tickets for $45.47. Absolutely genius. December 19th through the 22nd. I will see you in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to amfest.com, promo code Graham. All right. Whew. We do have to end on a scary note today, though. This is where we ask you to hit that like button, hit that share button. Reports are coming out that the U.S. is now talking about arming Ukraine with nukes before Biden leaves. In a jaw-dropping twist, Biden officials are reportedly seriously considering giving nuclear weapons to Ukraine. Yes, nukes in Ukraine. And the simple question is, why not? I'm sure Putin will be totally fine with that, Mario reports. Desperate to tip the scales against Russia before Trump takes office. I need you to go down just a bit. There we go. In January, the administration is ramping up efforts to arm Ukraine, including recently authorizing long-range missiles capable of striking deep into Russian territory. And now they're floating the idea of returning nuclear arms removed after the Soviet Union's fall. This unprecedented escalation raises serious questions. Is it about aiding Ukraine or something more at play? New York Times is actually the source for this. Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe that this administration is trying to start World War III on purpose? Comment yes or no in the chat right now. This is a very terrifying report of a very terrifying escalation. And I don't believe Joe Biden is behind this. This was Joe Biden yesterday messing up pardoning of freaking Turkey because he's a walking vegetable. Play this.
According to experts, Peach weighs 41 pounds and loves to eat hot dish and tater tots and cross-country skis. You know, dreams to see, but the real dream he has is to see the Northern Lights, I'm told. According to experts,
that guy is either A, giving Ukraine nuclear weapons, or his puppeteers are doing it for him. Either way, I think it's safe to say nefarious things are going on.
Question.
And it's absolutely disturbing. Yes.
If they are doing this, giving Ukraine nuclear weapons, when Trump comes in office, can he go back and tell Zelensky, give me back my nuclear bombs.
I mean, he can, but now they got nuclear bombs.
No, I see they have it now, but for those 2 months until Trump comes in there, it's like, no, dude, give me back my bombs.
If they do that, if America does do this, then they are violating the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. If Biden does this, he could be charged with a war crime. It is against international law for a nuclear country to give nuclear weapons to non-nuclear countries. So if Ukraine doesn't have nuclear capability and we give that to them, that violates international law.
And remember, Russia just downgraded what it takes for them to respond with a nuclear option. And I don't even think Putin fathomed that Biden could be talking about giving Ukraine nukes. He was just saying, hey, if you supply a country with missiles that are then used to attack us, we can nuke you. I don't even think Putin thought that was an you know what? And we're no Putin lovers here, but even Putin's probably going, "Are they freaking kidding me right now? Like, who in the world? Who's steering this guy?
Where is all our politicians? Where's the Senate? Where's Congress saying, "Hey, what the f are you doing?"
Graham and all those losers are making money off this.
Yeah, they're too busy worried about Trump's cabinet picks than they are running the country right now.
Yeah, and bathrooms. But here's what scares me. Zelensky, we gave Zelensky some missiles or whatever, right? And he launched them suckers immediately.
Well, once he was told to. Once he was told he could. So to be clear, he didn't do it until Biden's administration was like, go ahead, shoot it. Yeah, go ahead. So that's the thing. And so this is something to keep an eye on, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, these are breaking reports. But again, we just got to, are we 54 days away from Inauguration Day? Is that
We're not close enough?
Dude, we got to, look, pray for this country. We got to get 54 days down the road, man. We do. I had a lot of people write me about FBI director and Secret Service director yesterday. Look, all I'll say is this. I have no idea who it's going to be, but the fact that it's taking this long to make the announcement, it makes me believe that it's Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. It just makes me believe it because obviously there's about a million different things that got to be figured out if it is those guys versus if it for Director of Secret Service, right? If it's Trump's current head of presidential security, wouldn't that just be like, yeah, it's this guy? You know what I'm saying? It just makes me believe that stuff like that's going on. So, I mean, we got a lot of work to do, and we got 54 days before Trump swears into office, and they've only hired 30 positions out of 4,000 that got to go to D.C. Like, I mean, there is so much freaking work to do in the next. And honestly, you got to think, wouldn't most of those people actually start January 1st because they would be part of the team that goes to D.C. and they start right seat riding and all that other kind of thing? So we got like 40 days to hire 3,970 people. I mean, like at the end of the day, like we've only picked 30 folks out of 4,000. We got a long way to go. All right, Todd, pray us out. We got to do super questions. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the share button. Here we go.
Father, we just thank you, Lord. We thank you for everything that you give us, Lord. Father, we thank you for the love and grace and mercy that is fresh for us every single day. But most of all, we thank you for sending your son here, Lord, to become a man, to be both man and God, and to carry that cross, to be nailed to it, to die in our place when it should have been us dying the death, but also that you raised him on the third day to prove that he had power over death and gives us the ability to spend eternity with you. Father, we love you. We thank you for all that you do, and all God's people said.
Amen. All right, super questions. Let's do this thing. Let's go.
Here we go. Super questions.
Super why?
Super why? Shout out to the love of my life, Alyssa.
Let's see, from Iowa Beast Driver. Completely off topic, but how's the transportation?
What?
Yeah. How's the transportation business you mentioned about a year ago? You remember that?
Oh, yeah. No, I sold it. Yeah. So, sold it.
You had a transportation business?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Good too.
Let's see. Yep,
But
I have no idea.
Here's the thing. The reason I sold it, because everybody's like, why'd you sell it? Well, because I can only give 1,000% to one thing, you know, and I had to make a decision. Which one do I feel has the most I don't know, impact down the road? And I chose that continuing this and getting the message out, at least through the election, was the most important. So there you go. All right, next.
DZ Boot. Go back one. Go back one. There you go. DZ Budo. Well, whatever. Hey guys, I usually never get to watch live. He's obviously Cajun. I never get to watch live, but I am today. Wanted to ask prayers as my father passed away in June. My family's still struggling. Thanks for all you guys do. I watch every day. Yeah. Sure too, Boudreaux.
That's
you
right,
got
man. Absolutely.
Ms. Lovegood, Scott Jennings is wearing the yellow ribbon pin on his suit in that clip you showed, thus showing solidarity with the hostages and advocating for their return. Mad respect for him on that alone.
Again, Scott Jennings is like their conservative person on the show to try to appeal to conservatives to watch CNN. And it's work. You know, you got to give them credit. It is working. Like their ratings still suck. But he's the only reason anyone's watching, to watch him just own these libs every day. All right.
Stephen Karks. I've been waiting for Trump. Yeah, I've been waiting for Trump 12:30 p.m. November 22nd, 1962. The media has lied about everything since. Then Trump came down that escalator telling us the truth about America. MSM will never recover. I hope.
Correct. I do. I think it's dead. I really do. James, Miss Susie, Taylor, if you're watching, I know that you're considering like not giving mainstream media press credentials for the White House. I will hire make sure you share this far and wide. Everybody watching on the Trump team, I'm telling you right now, I will hire a full-time White House reporter to go live in D.C. for Dear America credentials within the White House. They'll be there every single day.
I volunteer as tribute.
White House press brief. You would die in D.C.
I'll do it. I would do that in a heartbeat. Heartbeat. Yes. Oh my God. It's Striker J. Shout out to Angel Studios. If any of you go to the movies, get the app, be a guild member, $129 for the year, 2 free tickets to several movies, huge discounts on ticket purchase, more than get your money back. Agreed.
I'm
a guild member.
Striker J, throwing it down. All right.
I'm definitely a guild member. Banks. I'm still waiting to buy old Gloria shirt and wear it to a future Dear America party. Unless, of course, the world blows up first, I'm still going to buy that shirt.
It's all burned in everybody's minds at this point.
Oh, my God.
Next. Thank God my grandmother doesn't watch this show. Yeah. All right.
I'm telling you. NZAB. Is anyone else really surprised that mass protests haven't happened? I feel like something big is coming. Happy Thanksgiving.
No, I'm not. We talked about this.
January.
No, I don't think so. They lost the narrative they were going to use. If Trump won the Electoral College but not the popular vote, they were going to be pro-democracy riots and protests, that there's a problem with our election system and all this. By Trump winning it on both counts, it nullified that. It's like a defense lawyer like losing their key witness. Like, you know what I mean? Like it kind of, well, what the crap are we supposed to protest on now?
She got trampled on all platforms or something.
Freedom Lemons, trying to spread the love at Tony and Royce. Where can we follow you on socials?
I just answered you on the chat there. I don't know about Royce, but I answered you on the chat.
You can follow. I'm on pretty much every social: YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. It's just at Royce Chamberlain. You'll see my face.
Yes, you'll see his face.
His face.
Well, you'll see his clean-shaven face. You really need a new photo.
Yeah, you need a new photo.
I know. I don't have any photos with the beard.
Well, it's a good thing you have a camera right in front of you.
Yeah, it's almost like you do this for a living in front of a camera.
Someone screenshot this and send it to me.
All right, next.
All right, there it is.
Greggy Bongo. I'm thankful for you guys, Todd, for press secretary. No, that's not going to
Never, ever happen.
No.
He wouldn't even make it through the first press briefing without getting like the old like Acme cartoon, like yank him out of there kind of thing. All right, when are you guys doing the Dear America party? Look, I told you guys, if you guys want a Dear America party, actually, you know who's to blame? It's the people that work in this company. I said, create an Eventbrite,
hold on.
put the link out there, and let's see how many people are serious.
We have to wait. We have to wait until things play out.
Well, that's true. Todd's right. There are some things going on. So yeah, I'm all about it.
I'm on top of it, people.
I'm all about it. Just, guys, like we said yesterday, you gotta give us a little bit of patience here. Yeah, a little bit.
We
of
don't
patience.
know the future. Alicia Victoria, Sunday received a spiritual butt whooping from my pastor. He mentioned God had us suffer for the last 3 to 4 years because too many Christians stayed quiet. Would you agree? No. I don't think God makes you suffer. I do think God will take his hand off it. Like when you want to do it on your own, I think God will go, oh, okay, all right. Understand something. God doesn't send anybody to hell. He doesn't condemn people to hell. What he does is, you wanted to your wish is to spend a life apart from me. He just lets you do it. So I don't think God punished us, so to speak. I just think he's took his hand off of us there for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sheila May, because it made Bob laugh, I thought it was worth repeating. Biden is the button for ice cream, the red one.
What?
I got nothing.
I don't
understand that one.
You lost me. I don't know what that
Cold Zero. I confess, I made that Zorro picture of Tony. Don't sue me. Love you, Tony. No diddy. I made one for Todd Graham Royce. Graham Royce, what hero do you want? What custom artwork? Hit me up on XIG. Graham is Captain America, and Royce is Robin.
I'm Batman. What you talking about?
No, absolutely not.
I am Batman.
No. I should be Dean from Supernatural.
You go.
I think I had posted not to make me a Zorro thing, and you went totally against what I said. So I think, Todd, I think that was you. That was you.
That was absolutely. That was 100% me. For
you
sure.
You are a big turd, is what you are.
You're welcome.
I've got I literally said, do not do that. I hate you so much, Todd.
Next.
Darn it! I meant. It made Bond laugh, not Bob. Oh, my gravy. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That clears it up.
Oh, my gravy.
Titus, update. Our Mexican Tony dog has a Trump shirt on. Go, Todd Hare, Graham, emerge, ? Royce, thanks for keeping these guys in line.
Guys, yeah. A lot of, I did a live feed today on Facebook. I encourage everybody to go check that out. There are a lot of things on the table in the mix for 2025. There are some things that we're kind of waiting on that are not in our control to kind of get some answers on for some things. But once we have all the answers for everything, we're going to do, kind of what churches do, like a Vision Sunday. We're going to do like a Vision 2025 or something like that for Dear America. And we're going to go through line by line what's going on, where we're at, what the future holds, everything coming down the pipe once we get some definitive answers about some things. So just stick with us a little bit. At the end of the day, Trump won the election 3 weeks ago. All right. So I know it feels like a long time, but it really hasn't been that long. So just give us a little bit of time.
Marcy Mack, I think your call with Dan was him asking you to be his deputy director of the Secret Service. Y'all would rock together. I'm 100% represent Dear America in D.C. Tell me where to apply. Y'all are the best. God bless.
That would be fun. That would be, that'd be fun. Yeah. I have no Secret Service experience whatsoever, but if the deputy director's job is to just like fire people, I think I'd be very good at that. I'd be like, what have you done lately? Well, I'd be like that meme. What exactly do you do here? Kind of thing. I think I could do that, but that would be fun. That would be really fun. Zero Secret Service experience of any kind. Zero. But if that's the deputy director's job, that'd be cool. Next.
Striker J, I volunteered to be the White House for DA. Nope, that's my job. Also, what's the cutoff date for the fundaser for new North Carolina kids? Over $1,100 now.
$1,100 so far,
Wow.
Tony.
GiveSendGo.com/DA. Yeah, it's a lot to read.
Dear Lord, GiveSendGo.com/DA-T for tots. Everyone? Oh, no. Okay. Okay. So it's GiveSendGo.com/DA-T for tots. For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, if you guys raise on GiveSendGo Toys for Tots $10,000, Tony is going to do a striptease on the show for everyone and twerk.
Hey, Macarena.
I will not be present for that.
I
show.
am not worried about it because ultimately the winners are going to be the kids, man. Doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, I mean, either way, the money is going to go to the kids, 100%.
And that's awesome. Thank you, Striker J, for sending that up.
But come on. Y'all need to quit being cheap there. Go to GiveSendGo.com/DA-T for tots. All right, next.
Cool. Sheila May, I can imagine Biden saying, "Is this the button for ice cream? The red one." There we go. We got it now.
Yes.
It reminds me of Monsters vs. Aliens. Graham, I told you about this when I was at your house. The Monsters vs. Aliens scene.
Yes.
Where he's like going to the button to get a cup of coffee.
Yeah. No,
that button launches all of our nuclear missiles. What button gets me a cup of coffee? The other one. And it's like the exact same button right next to it.
That's a good movie.
It is a great movie. He's like, who designed this? You did, sir. Wilson, fire somebody. He walks away.
All right, let's move it on.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh, my God.
Sarah Cunningham, I want to invite y'all to my church Christmas cantata on December 20th. Shasta Baptist Church, Redding, California.
Shasta. That's not Shasta. It's Shasta.
Well,
all right.
It's Shasta.
All right.
Shasta.
Sure. Yeah, I'll check it out. Why not?
Last one.
Melhas, for a fund to buy Todd Starlink. Love you guys, dear America. Hot Seat are my favorite podcast.
You know how many fun? We have so many different funds to do so many different things. It's kind of
I'm
funny.
telling you, we're going to be able to do a lot of stuff, like when it's all said and done. All right. That's all we got for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Tomorrow is the last episode of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to spend time with your families on Thursday. Don't be giving me any crap in the chat that you want to see a show on Thursday. Get off the phone, get off the internet, and spend some time with actual people. Go do that. We love you guys. Tomorrow will be the last show for the week before we go into Thanksgiving. That's all we got. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the share button. Tony, say goodbye.
Hasta mañana, everybody.
All right, Royce.
They're saying I missed one. Hold up.
I'm looking for it.
Really quick.
Yeah.
are
you guys talking about Misty? Misty 024?
No.
Ghost Ride. Todd's idea on suitcase nukes needs to be very well considered and our borders monitored very closely for that reason. Just saying, it's possible.
Yeah.
Royce, Misty 024 also said that he or she wrote
024?
a super question. Yeah, and it's not popping up.
Yeah, I don't have that one either.
Yeah, but he said he got charged for it. So I have no idea. I can't see it either.
Anyways,
write the question in the chat super quick. Go ahead. Like if we missed it, just write the question in the chat really fast. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's all we got for the show today. And Misty 024, quick, write
what
your
was the question, Misty?
Super fast, Misty. Write it in the normal chat.
We're watching
super
the
fast. Chat. All right, Tony, say goodbye.
I already did, but hasta mañana again.
All right, Royce, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving and
I got it. Just wanted to tell
Christmas.
y'all, hope you have a good day and praying for America. Thank you, Misty.
That's right. You know what?
appreciate that very
I
much.
remember that. Well, no, Mystified Wanderer yesterday as well emailed me, said that their question didn't pop up either. I wonder if something's going on with Rumble's
Maybe
server or something.
Maybe.
I love how we always just throw Rumble on the bus. Must be something wrong with Rumble.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't pop up in the chat, how are we supposed to know?
Well, they're only a publicly traded company worth billions. It must be their problem. All right, Todd, say goodbye. We got to get out of here.
Love you, miss you, mean it.
All right, as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.